Come on, Soda Pop, let's go.
With that, on Article 7, is there any public input on this item?
Bruce Danielson. I wanted to speak on the Board of Ethics issue. That I'm probably one of the few in this room that's been involved in any Board of Ethics issues. And I'd like to draw attention to a Board of Ethics meeting from last April. As a private citizen, we don't know all of the ins and outs of how to do this properly. And so I made a mistake in the first of the two efforts that I put in to bring an issue to the public in regard to the election of last year. And the use of city funds was the crux of what I was doing. But we ran into an issue, what we discovered in this whole process, that we had the mayor never showed up for either of the Board of Ethics, the Ethics Board meetings that were called to discuss a particular issue. And the city attorney decided to become the personal attorney for the mayor and defend the mayor. And we never, as citizens, got a chance to ask the mayor why he did things the way he did. He had a surrogate arrive. And it brought attention to one of the issues that the city of Sioux Falls has in the charter and the way that these types of boards are set up, is that only people that are appointed to these boards actually have allegiances to just the mayoral office, and that none of these other boards have any shared allegiances to the council, which is the other governing body of the city. And so I'd like to ask if there's a way that we could consider, especially starting out with the ethics board, a way to share that responsibility of who's appointed to these boards and how they're selected. Been doing some research with other cities around the country, and I found a situation down in Omaha where they were having an issue. And what they did is they allowed the boards to alternate between control from the mayor's office and the council office. So that way they'd be able to bounce back and forth, and there would not be a situation where you would have a 5-0 vote just because you brought an issue forward. We've also seen in the past where the ethics board has been allowed to be used for political retributions. And that might be a hard word to say, but that's essentially what's been happening. And so if you look over the last number of years, when there has been a disagreement of one sort or another, the ethics board ends up having the final say in an issue, and it's a joke. And for those of us that have been doing the activism, or whatever you want to call what we do, we'd like to be able to feel like if we see something, we have some place where we can actually go and have it judged by our peers. And right now, things are already set up that we're just drummed out of the room. I had the chairman of the ethics board was actually a former employee that we had fired over 35 years ago. And he sat in judgment over the complaint that I brought. And he forgot that he even knew me. You know, these are the types of issues that we have, where he should have recused himself. The city attorney should have never stepped down from his position on the ethics board. And he left the ethics board without an attorney to replace him. So those individuals that were sitting in the room, and I believe there were only 4 of them that were of the 5 sitting in the room, they had no guidance from the city attorney as to how the process was to function. And so they had to sit there, and one of the members happened to be an attorney, not an ethics attorney, so he didn't really know all the rules, so they had to kind of make it up as they went. And that the whole Board of Ethics process is either needs to be fixed or just strike it completely out of the system, because the way it stands right now, it's a complete joke. And I'd love to talk to any of you about the process. Having now brought 3 charges to the ethics board through the different things, and have seen how the system gets gamed and played and never really answers anything, and the citizens just don't like that process. So I thank you, and I would love to talk to any of you in the future.
Come on, Soda Pop, let's go. Come on, let's go. Come on.